Stackelberg model. This is a quantity leadership game in which there is a leader and there are followers, so there could be just one follower. We'll take up a case where there is only one follower. So there are two firms, firm 1 and firm 2. Firm 1 enters the market first and it becomes the leader. Firm 2 is the follower and enters the market second. Now, the idea of this game is that the person who is leading, he will have a larger quantity in share in equilibrium, while the person who is following, that the firm who is following, will have a lower quantity of share in equilibrium. Okay, so supposedly if Q is equal to A minus BP, this is the market demand curve which is given to you. So you can write BP equals to A minus Q, or P equals to A by B minus 1 by BQ. Remember this, that Q is equal to Q1 plus Q2. Okay, now for simplicity, suppose marginal costs are 0 and therefore total costs are also 0. Firm 1 is the leader, okay, and it tries to maximize its profits, which are pi 1, which is the difference between the total revenue minus total costs. But there are no costs, so this is equivalent to maximizing total revenue. What is total revenue? Price into quantity which is being supplied, which is Q1 in this case. What is price? Which is A by P minus 1 by B Q into Q1. But there is no follower right now. This is a leader follower game. There has to be some follower in this case. If you maximize just this initially, since there was no follower, it is equivalent to a monopoly situation. Okay, because once you open this out, what you will have is eventually A by B minus 1 by B. In place of Q, you have to write Q1 plus Q2 whole into Q1. But what is Q2 here in case if there is no Q1, in case if there is no firm 2, there is no follower. So we'll have to figure out that Q2 first. Okay, so instead of that, what we do is, now we start the question with finding out the equilibrium quantity for firm 2. Firm 2 is the follower. It also tries to maximize its profits, which are TR2 minus TC2. But since there are no costs, so it is equivalent to maximize the total revenue. Total revenue in this case is P into Q2, which would mean A by B minus 1 by B Q into Q2, which is equivalent to saying A by B minus 1 by B. In place of Q, you will write Q1 plus Q2 into Q2. Now the beauty is that this guy, follower, knows very well how much leader has produced, because leader would have come before follower. So supposedly leader has produced Q1. Okay, ideally you should write Q1 star or something. I'm just writing Q1. You have some value for Q1. So leader has produced Q1 and follower knows it. Okay, so A by B Q2 minus 1 by B Q1 Q2 minus 1 by B Q2 square. This is profits of firm 2. So what does it do? It tries to maximize profits subject to with respect to its own output, which is A by B minus 1 by B Q1 minus 2 by B Q2. Okay, this should be equal to 0. Is that okay? So what you will have is, you can just take b common from both the sides. What you'll have is a minus q1. This will be equal to 2q2. Okay, or q2 would be equal to a minus q1 by 2. This is a minus q1 by 2. This is what you have. Now leader knows how much follower has produced. Earlier leader doesn't know how much follower has produced. Now leader knows how much follower has produced. In fact, if you look at it, this is basically nothing but the reaction function of firm 2, which is the function of how much firm 1 has produced. This is the reaction function of firm 2. So firm 1, who is the leader, it incorporates the reaction function of firm 2 into its own profit function, which is a by b minus 1 by b q1 plus this reaction function of firm 2, that is the leader, into its own profit function, which is q1 here. Okay, into this. Remember, it is incorporating the reaction function of firm 2 in its own profit function, not the reaction function. So if you simplify this, you will get a by b minus 1 by b q1 plus a minus q1 by 2 whole into q1. So simplifying this, what we are going to get is a by b q1 minus 1 by b q1 square minus 1 by b a minus q1 by 2 q1, or a by b q1 minus q1 square, q1 square by b minus 1 by 2b aq1 minus q1 square. This is what you will have as profit function of firm 1. Now given this profit function, let me just highlight this. This is the profit function of firm 1. Now given this, find out d by 1 by dq1, which is going to be a by b minus 2 by b q1 minus 1 by 2b a minus 2q1 should be equal to 0. Simplifying this, you will get a by b minus a by 2b, which is equal to 2 by b q1 minus a by b. Okay, minus 2 by q, yeah, minus a by b. Okay, minus q1 by b, I'm so sorry, minus q1 by b. Okay, so what you will have is, simplifying this further, you'll have a by 2b, which is equal to q1 by b, or q1 is equal to a by 2. Fine. Now what you have got is q1 equals to a by 2. Fine. Now what you will do is that you will substitute this q1 into what q2 was. What you have found out as q2? A minus q1 by 2. This was your q2. So q2 is a minus q1 by 2. q1 is a by 2, and all of this into 2. This is what you have. So basically what you have is a by 2 into 1 by 2, of which is a by 4. So q2 is a by 4. So what have you concluded? That in equilibrium q1 star is a by 2, and Q2 star is A by 4. So leader is producing a higher amount of quantity while follower is producing a lower amount of quantity in equilibrium.